Ana Kasparian's left the left. Okay. That's crazy, chat. Is it because she discovered some of her preconceived beliefs were not well founded? Because she was Socratically persuaded? Because she did some more research? Or is it because people were mean to her on the internet? Let's find out. After Trump came into the political scene, and especially after he was elected in 2016, the us versus them mentality immediately took shape. Anyone who refused to resist Trump was seen as a threat to the country, and I was fully on board with that mindset. I mean, that's just true. It all felt righteous at first, but eventually the tactics deployed to fight Trump became repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless. Polling shows that he has increased his support among Black and Latino voters despite wall-to-wall coverage of his unsavory, racist, or bigoted remarks. Several years of media raising alarm over Trump's threat to democracy has only resulted in a tight presidential race between himself and Kamala Harris. I don't know. I feel like Republicans are still allowed to set the agenda a bit too much. I don't think people actually go hard enough on Trump as a threat to democracy. Case in point was Tim Walz in the presidential debate, in the VP debate. He was like kind of slightly tepid, like almost as if he was disarmed by the fact that JD Vance wouldn't answer his question as to whether or not Trump lost the election. That should be a huge thing. That should be like your kill shot of the entire conversation, but there just wasn't enough attack proportionate to the insanity of what was being said. I can't help but acknowledge that the only thing that was accomplished by resisting Trump was less understanding and more division among Americans. I personally became reluctant to challenge my side or engage with voters who disagreed with me. In turn, I became less knowledgeable about the people and the world around me. I saw Republican voters as an evil monolith, and that was a big mistake. That's true. It's only about 70% of them that are an evil monolith. The rest of them are... should be voting Democrat, really, if they care about the Constitution as much as they claim to. My evolution started in 2022 when I was sexually assaulted by a homeless man in my neighborhood as I was walking my dog. That horrible experience alone didn't change me politically, but the treatment I received from the far left and some progressives after sharing the story did. I was told that by publicly sharing what had happened to me, I was stigmatizing my unhoused neighbors. Others accused me of feeding into racist tropes because they assumed that my attacker was Black, but I had never even disclosed the man's race. He was white. Oh no. Oh no. Not only did I suddenly see the flawed thinking of some on the left, I also witnessed their cruelty and hypocrisy in real time. These terrible traits that I had associated solely with my political opponents were obviously not exclusive to their tribe. I was stupid for ever thinking this was the case. That doesn't mean everyone on the left thinks or behaves in this way, in the way this small group of lunatics do. Far from it. But it does mean that there are factions and flaws on both sides of the aisle, and no one has a monopoly on truth. She realized there's money in centrism or conservatism. That's not necessarily true. There might be money in conservatism, but there isn't necessarily money in building a left-wing audience and then moving over, because you're probably going to be very distrusted by the other side, and you're also going to take such a dent in your immediate viewership that it might just never recover. Dave Rubin, KO, there's a reason that ever since Dave Rubin left the left, every far left dipshit has been coming to people like, whether it's like me or Destiny or at this point Anna, and saying, you're going to be voting Republican in 1 year. You're going to be a Trump supporter. You're going to be on Kick. You're going to be exclusively streaming to Kick. You're going to be a white nationalist. You're going to say Hitler had good ideas. It never fucking happens. Dave Rubin is a fairly exceptional case of someone who was in the Young Turks, saw the money, and then just immediately pivoted. Other people tend to just get accused of that falsely all the time. People like Shoe on Head and shit like that. Yeah. Not only did I suddenly see the flawed thinking of someone on the left, I also witnessed their cruelty and hypocrisy. Okay. Then there was the insane reaction to one of my tweets in March 2023. I'm a woman. Please don't ever refer to me as a person with a uterus. Birthing person or person who menstruates. How do people not realize how degrading this is? You can support the transgender community without doing this shit. All hell broke loose after I posted those words. Most friends in left-wing media didn't bother reaching out privately to discuss their disagreement with my personal preference. Instead, many self-described socialists took it upon themselves to profit from conflict by publicly attacking me with monetized videos. Shuanhead was falsely accused. Yeah, Shuanhead's not a conservative. She's never has been. She's married to a very right-wing conservative, but she's not a conservative. Who's her husband? He's some very wacky, like, Christian conservative. I don't know that much about him, but from what I've seen, he seems like very far right. Yeah. Okay. A smaller leftist YouTube show put out 5 separate videos skewering me about that tweet, while conveniently erasing the advocacy I had done on behalf of the transgender community throughout my career. They even went as far as drawing a link between my tweet and trans suicides, which sadly wasn't the most unhinged outcome of the debacle. Who's she talking about? Was it Xanderhall or was it Demon Mama? Smaller leftist YouTube show. Streamer. Okay. TYT's volunteer YouTube chat moderators quit over the tweet, and someone reported me to Human Resources. An on-air transgender contributor even resigned from the company after being urged by online mobs and leftist shows to do so. Curious that none of those shows hired her after she took their advice. Oh no. Who is that person? Benny. The tanky laugh. The tanky cackle. Reporting her to HR. Come on, bro. What's that person called? I can't even remember their fucking name. Benny? Benny Carollo. Yeah, not doing too well post Anna. Last video upload was 4 months ago. Unless they moved on to something else. Is it she, her pronouns, or they, them? I forgot. 691. Damn, inflation. Yeah, well, the person who debated Charlie Kirk. TYT's, okay. I never apologized for the tweet, and I never will. That whole experience forced me to come to terms with the intolerance on the left, and it allowed me to publicly reject the ideological shackles that kept my world small and less informed. Today, I'm less certain and more curious than I was 4 years ago. I've made humiliating mistakes while covering political news because I was previously unwilling to consider or understand the perspective of Americans who vote differently from me. The problem with this is like, it just completely opens you up to probably the valid contention that, like, you really shouldn't be having your fucking politics altered by bad behavior against you from other people. She's making it sound like it more gave her a push in that direction, but it's still like a little bit, because it does make it very hard to trust you long term, that if any political movement has people who are mean enough to you, that will change your positions morally and pragmatically and like on different fucking issues. What to expect from Unaligned? Oh, was she doing a thing? I'm hungry for dialogue, a space for in-depth analysis in a judgment-free zone. This is what I plan to do here. Every week, I will provide subscribers with 2 or 3 written pieces that dig deeper into the big stories of the week with the intention of finding truth rather than promoting a political side. Video posts sharing details on breaking news and political events. A weekly podcast beginning in November that will feature long-form discussions and debates with guests from all walks of life, engagement with me in the comment section for paid subscribers, join me and be part of the dialogue. The point of this new project is the pursuit of intellectual freedom and open-mindedness. I want to nurture curiosity without fear of offending the sensibilities of loyal partisans. I reject arguments about the evils of platforming people who are considered too naughty to converse with. I want to facilitate dialogue. I don't know what my political identity or label is, and I'm not even sure I want to be pigeonholed. This is my effort in pursuing extreme honesty and humility in the quest for common ground and truth without the constraints of a tribal identity. It's just like, things like this are it's just really uninteresting, because the only real substance of what's being said here, like, there was nothing really about any arguments or any positions that are changing here. It's just like, oh, I used to believe this, but then I read this and found out this and heard this argument and like thought about it this way, like all this kind of shit. But it's never that. It's like this is just a story about how people were mean to her online. Now, the one thing I will say is that most of you guys, basically all of you in chat, don't know what it's like to be attacked by an online hate mob. And it's a feeling that you'll never really understand unless you actually go through it yourself, unfortunately. It's very alien. It's very strange. And I can imagine most people would fold. They'd either kill themselves or they would reconsider their shit. It's still not real life. I mean, if you're a public figure and this is your job and it's real people and they're attacking you with real human words, yeah, it's real life. It's a part of real, yeah, it's a very strange part of real life. It's a part of real life that's very unexplored by the philosophers, but it's real life. Sorry. It's a part of real life. It's especially when you find out that some of the people who are harassing you to the ends of the earth and giving you death threats and all this shit are like, they're not only are they real human beings, but some of them are functioning human beings. Like they have families and kids and shit like that. And I'm like, that's bizarre. I'm like, who does their fucking job, comes home, takes care of the kids, gets on the computer, and just sends death threats and talks about how fucking genocidal or whatever, someone like some fucking YouTuber with 20,000 subs. It's just so bizarre to me. Yeah. But in any case, if you're a creator, you probably should be prepared to handle that without it compromising your values. If I've ever changed my opinion from one thing to another, I'll generally tell you the process. Like, I didn't change my opinions on the Israel-Palestine peace process, and especially like Arafat. I didn't change my opinion on that because tankies were mean to me on the internet. That's not really how that happened. I just read more about it. And if you look hard enough, want to go through all my streams from maybe about a year ago until now, you can literally see me saying things like, oh, the more I read about this, the more like difficult it gets to form a conclusion. Or like the more I read about this, I feel like the less I know because there's so many contradictory statements and like there's so many bits missing here and there and so many quotes that are used. So yeah, like there was that whole journey was broadcast in front of everyone, but you're not really supposed to let people shape your opinions in that way. There's nothing, unfortunately, here that's got anything to do with the thought process that actually got her to change her perspective. It's just like, well, she prefers discourse to purity testing or whatever. The only thing that the behavior of the online left in the last 5 years has changed my opinion on is the behavior of the online left. That's it. I used to think left-wingers were a lot more compassionate and a lot more humanistic and just a lot smarter than they actually are. And then I just found out that they're actually mental and stupid and toxic and they dehumanize people a lot and they're boring and they're annoying. But that doesn't really change my particular opinion on fucking puberty blockers or trans issues. Those are the same thing. Or fucking like the Israeli-Palestinian peace process or IHL or fucking Islamophobia or police brutality, systemic racism. Like these opinions shouldn't change because of the way you're treated on the internet. They should change because you heard better arguments. You're right. I've changed. Yeah. Interesting. What are other people saying about this? I know there's going to be a lot of the self-fulfilling prophecy because, unfortunately, what's your opinion on puberty blockers? I think they're probably acceptable. It's like it seems to be that for people who are under 18, there are situations where it would make sense for someone to go on puberty blockers and then hormones before they turn 18. I don't know how common those cases are. I feel like there should be care taken and all that, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it seems like for some people, it's like obviously the right decision. Acceptable, not even based. I mean, I don't think they should be handed around like fucking candy, but what are other people saying about this? Have other people made videos about this? I feel like the React world, the drama world's going to get on it to fuck. Ana left. Destiny video 49 minutes ago. TYT, Vanguard. Oh! Ooh! These guys, the communists. Vosh will talk about it. Xandar, yeah, maybe. Demon Mama? Oh, yeah. It's funny because for some people, I feel like it's almost like they should know it's self-fulfilling because for a while, I would have people come to me and be like, oh, you, like, the biggest challenge I would get was on my opinions, whatever they were on, was like, that's not really a leftist opinion. How can you call yourself a leftist and say this? How can you call yourself left-leaning and say this? I'm like, because left-leaning is a very broad thing. Like whatever the online world considers leftist, like I am not that. Like these fucking guys are like the way these fucking animals behave and conduct themselves and present their ignorance and fucking lack of morality and lack of fucking intellectual thought is like that. Yeah, I don't be part of any of that. The cultish behavior, but to say that I've got left-wing opinions, that I'm generally on the left of like mainstream politics, where was I going with that? It's just funny that some people use that as the argument of like, oh, you like, how can you be a left winger and say this? Where you're like, okay, I'll stop calling myself a left winger. Just engage with the opinion. It's like some people who do this thing about like, oh, why I left the like, why I don't like left wingers anymore, why I left the left. It's almost like they want it to happen. Like they want to force you into that position that they're like, yes, we do not allow this diversity of opinion in our movement. Yes, we do not allow that. Yes, you have to take a deal with fucking Ruben Blaze Media or Tim Pool. You have to leave YouTube and Twitch and go to Kick. It's like, sometimes it sounds like that's what people are telling you when they say like, oh, can't wait for your why I left the left video and shit. Yeah. Very few people, how many people leave the right and go left? That's not too unusual. How many people leave the center left to go far left? Or how many people leave like liberalism to go left? How many social democrats become communists? That's what I want to know. Yeah. I feel like you don't see about much of that in the creator sphere. I feel like the only time people do that is when they go from being kind of like 16 to 18 years old. Hassan kind of took that path. No, Hassan hit his power level. That's what Hassan did. I guess he went from what, apolitical, transphobic, professional. Oh, I have to care about Syria because it's in the news. Does that count? He wasn't really political at that point. Why I left the center. It's a good catchy headline, isn't it? Mike from PA used to hide his power level. Yeah. Did Tulsi Gabbard do that? What? Go from... Tulsi is not left. Tulsi's like populist lunatic. Let me see. Because I wonder... Wait. Do we have hope for this guy? PSA Sitch? Apparently he finally snapped at... Adam Friended.
Lying. They're going to say, look, he's not going to say JD Vance was lying. They're going to say, look, he's telling the truth here. That shouldn't be the law. I mean, technically they are. It is technically they are of legal status, but they shouldn't be. That's the calculation that they're going to make.
Okay, then Vance should be smart, which he's been in other parts in this debate, but this is fucking stupid. Instead of saying they're illegal, which is factually untrue, and it gets you down this stupid Sitch's Law fucking conversation about the definition of illegal, he should just say like the Biden or the Kamala Harris, immigrants. Right?
Why?
Just
hold on.
Like
why
the way,
must he bend to your sensibilities? Why can't he just...
It's not fucking bending to my sensibilities. It's telling the fucking truth. What the fuck are you talking about? This is like insane. Wait, this would be like saying,
God.
wait, no. This would be like saying, oh, I'm pro-life. Okay. So I'm going to look at a state that is pro-choice and they allow abortions and say the illegal abortion laws that are taking place under Tim Walz. And you're like, what do you mean illegal? It's legal in that state. Nope.
Wait, did JD Vance say that there were illegal abortions? And what, is Adam trying to defend? Oh, no.
What do you mean illegal? It's legal in that state. No, but I think it should be illegal. Well, just because you think it should be illegal doesn't mean it fucking is illegal.
Okay, seems fair.
We got to dial it down a bit. You understand the argument that I'm making?
It's like the argument you're making is fucking retarded. I don't know what the fuck is going
on. Yes. Oh God, I do. You know what? I sometimes wonder because I watched the guy. I watched it a little bit, not much. Watch bits of it. I do wonder how often PSA Sitch is sitting there being like, "Oh God, oh no, oh no, Adam, oh no, he's doing it. Oh fuck, oh God, he's doing it. Oh no, he's doing it. Oh God, Adam, oh no." I just wonder how often that happens in his head. He's doing the thing again. Because the problem with Adam is that he is just a Trump fan, but he's also in the arts. He works in the arts. I don't know if he still does, but he did these illustrations himself, right? He's an artsy guy, and if you're an artsy guy, you're not supposed to identify as a Trump person. It's too embarrassing. He's a Trump supporter who's too embarrassed to call himself a Trump supporter. Sitch, I don't know. Sitch is a bit. I think he just gives me like right liberal vibes. But how much does he put up with? He seems to put up with so much. I'm just like, I guess it's because maybe these guys thought they would like. I don't know if the goal of this show. It seems like the goal of this show was to have like a sort of centristy South Park ironic detachment, fucking unaffiliated political analysis / comedy show or podcast. But it's so clear that particularly Adam is just a fucking Trump supporter whose only first principle is fuck the left, fuck these SJWs. Yeah, I remember seeing that when Sitch and No Bullshit were debating about fucking white nationalism because Sitch is Jewish. And No Bullshit was like, fucking, what are you first, Jew or white? And fucking... And Sitch was trying to... I remember this so well. I remember Sitch was trying to get No Bullshit to own a couple of his positions or explain his positions on white nationalism. And Adam was like, no, come on, we're taking part in the same cancel culture that we disagree with. I'm like, bro... To ask him questions, to get him to fucking own his positions. I knew from... Or hang on, we gotta find it. Hang on. Adam Sitch. No Bullshit. Like, why was he called No Bullshit? It's 4 years ago. How do I remember this so well? Look at them. I knew, okay? Canary in the coal mine.
Hey now, it's your boy PSA Sitch here with another
Transcript.
Sunday live stream. That's right, we just had one.
Fuck!
And now we're going to have number 2.
Do 4-hour videos not have transcripts? Oh my god. It doesn't, does it? There's no transcript. What if I just scan around? What if I just try to get the feel?
Together,
wanna
and the
watch a
chat
stream.
can decide on their own.
This sounds like it. It's about white nationalism.
Other
That's fine.
people that you talked about in that stream.
Okay.
I just
Let
go
me
on
answer the
streams.
question that was
I
directly
go on all
asked.
kinds of streams.
Let me answer
all
the
kinds of
question that was
people. I
directly
went on a
asked.
stream
Okay.
with this person. I went on a stream with some high school kids one
Brooks,
time.
stop
Like if people
filibustering.
invite
Adam
me,
asked me a question. I
Brooks,
want to answer
yeah.
it. Okay.
I'm not
Uh-oh.
filibustering. I'm trying to talk. You have me on the show. Can I talk?
Well, when Adam asked me a question, I want to answer it. Okay.
Come on.
And so to answer your question, you said, why are we talking about this? It's from 2018. It's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm saying if Brooks explains his position then, explains how it's different now, then that's fine. And I'll say, okay, fine. Or if he stops talking about it, and I'm bringing up these things about him defending the alt-right,
I'm not allowed to talk
that the
about
alt-right
politics anymore.
doesn't exist, that white nationalism doesn't exist, because to me, that shows that he hasn't changed. Because if he had changed, he would say, I understand that those things exist, and maybe I was too close to them in the past, and I don't want to be associated with them anymore. So, Adam, do you understand how if you keep denying that they exist now, that's like a big red flag?
It's a perception thing, though. So, and I can't read. Who's
Well, that's
laugh-
fine. So that's why
who's
I
laughing
agree
at
with you.
I mean,
that's
I
why
can't
I said
read
we
Brooks's
should let
mind, okay,
we
but
should,
it
we
feels
should,
like a
we
witch
should
hunt
watch.
to me. It really
That's
feels
why
like
we
a
should
witch
watch
hunt.
the stream
Asking them to explain their positions is a witch hunt. What the fuck, man?
together,
wanna
and the
watch a
chat
stream.
can decide on their own.
But then we are directly participating in cancel culture. 'cause
Okay,
we're
so I'm going to be
bringing up something that's 18 months
100%,
old.
Chris. I'm going to be 100% clear with you. On this channel, I'm going to watch this stream at some point. Brooks
Okay.
can be here and defend himself and provide context, or it can just be me, and he cannot defend himself. So
Okay,
the choice is
Sitch-
really what
Sitch
he
is-
wants to do.
Sitch is sticking to his guns. Brooks,
I'm
I
sticking to my
Yeah,
guns because
this
Brooks
is like-
because
this-
Brooks has not
this is
been
the first
Brooks has not
point
been
you've been
honest
try-
in this conversation at all. Okay.
You think I'm lying?
I think you're being very deceptive. If you could
You're
answer
calling me a liar.
Yes.
Right up, straight up.
I am. How can you define what the alt-right and what nationalism is? Define how your beliefs about them have changed from 2 years ago to now. That's all I'm at. That was the first question I asked you, and you haven't answered me.
Yeah, and you're stuck on it because you're an autistic retard.
What is the
No,
answer?
come on, guys. Let's not devolve.
So
into
what is
name
the answer to
calling.
that question?
Here's
It's a
the
very simple
answer.
question.
If you want to know what I believe now, you can ask. And I told you I'm not racist and I'm conservative and I have no problems with other
So
people.
why did your views change?
Who's to say they changed?
Sitch,
You just met.
Sitch. Like that is
Who's
a
to say
complete,
they-
when did you stop beating your wife question. Seriously,
Adam,
Sitch.
he is on a white nationalist stream talking about how his channel acts as a stepping stone to further white nationalist content.
He's on a
course
white
I have to ask
nationalist.
this question.
He's on a white nationalist stream.
But now this is how you know that Brooks has no argument, because he's mocking me saying white nationalist. He's calling me
You
names.
say it
He's not
weird.
actually
You say
defending
it like
himself.
you're.
He's
You
not
say it
defending
weird,
himself
dude.
with
You say it like
actual
you're scared
facts.
of him.
He's not
Why are
defending
you
himself
so
with
scared
Why
of
is
facts.
these
like you can see like no bullshit is doing a fucking Jew voice when he does the white nationalist thing. Oh god, yeah. Like Adam's a fucking tool. He's always been a tool. He was born a tool. Okay, I don't. Anyway, I just wonder why Sitch puts up with it. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. Took us a while to get there. Sorry, Ana Kasparian. Right. What was that? Since Destiny's the only streamer who's got a VOD about this so far, what is he saying? Because I know it's difficult for us to form opinions on our own, so we need to find out what other people are saying. Okay, I gave my opinion. Good for her. It seems like the thing that she's changed her opinion on is that she realized that left wingers are more toxic than she thought they were. I don't really know if that's like a good reason to explain like an entire fucking change of whatever the fuck. Seems like she's gone down the whole like let's just talk about ideas route, which is maybe a bit risky, but anyway.
Has left the left.
The left.
My God, that literally no one could have seen coming. Holy you're right. I've changed. After Trump came onto the political scene, and especially after he was elected in 2016.
Don't care.
Morning consult survey.
Why did this?
From coverage of his unsavory, racist, or bigoted remarks. Donald Trump has doubled his support among black voters. What is doubling? From what to what? From 12 points to 21 points.
Oh.
From one poll to the next poll. A morning consult survey of 11,501 registered voters. Wait, why are we comparing what Trump's polling was in 2020 to 2024? What about like from 2016 to 2020? In 2020, after Trump was president for 4 years, he had, among black moderates, his support was 8 points. In 2024, it's 19 points. But
what was it, 2016?
Are we only talking about moderates? Specifically, the poll found that Trump's support among black moderates and black conservatives has increased significantly, doubling among moderates. Well, hold on. Who would identify as a moderate? Wait, this methodology is so questionable.
Because it's not like black liberals.
Wait, do you understand the issue here? Like, imagine you have like imagine you have 100 voters who are undecided, and let's say that they call themselves moderate, and then let's say that you have
in 2016, is this true? Is it true that Trump only got 6% of the black vote in 2016? Among validated voters. What do you mean validated voters? The fuck is a validated voter? So he did grow his black support, didn't he? Oh, well.
Let's say an election happens, a cycle goes on, and then that 100 group, let's say that shrinks by...
Video of Shoe on Head being insanely racist. Is this old or is this new?
Milo Yiannopoulos
fucking ancient. Okay, why?
Actually got permanently banned from Twitter.
She said a black woman looked like a gorilla. That she's owned this though. I'm pretty sure she said this was like racist as fuck. Yeah. Why would you give me a 5-year-old clip, which might not even be in 2019? I think the video itself is maybe even older, but okay. Armored skeptic in the back with his fucking armor and his sword. Oh no. Okay. Cool.
90%. Let's say 90 of those people are like, I'm not moderate anymore. This is insane. I'm going to go be part of this party now. So you have 10 moderates left. Let's say of those 10 moderates, let's say like 8 of them are like, this Trump guy seems kind of cool. If before you had 20 people that were cool with Trump out of 100, your support might be 20%. But if the moderates that you have left, you've only got 10 left, let's say a bunch left. Now let's say of those moderates, 8 support Trump. You went from 20 to 8, an absolute decrease in number. But as a percentage, you increased your percentages by 60 point increase, right? Now you have 80% support among moderates for Trump. I'm not saying that this kind of polling is bad, okay? Just to be clear, I'm not saying this is bad or the data is worthless. I'm just saying be aware of what you're polling on. I'm curious, what is the actual percentage support? Well, to be fair, actually, this one sounds like, I wonder what this means when it says supporting Trump. Hold on. Voting. What would we even look for? Polling Trump by race?
I didn't even know this was like a contention. I thought Trump was just growing the black vote for the Republicans. I didn't actually check if it was properly true. It's one of those things that everyone says.
Are you able to get chat on screen? Yeah, I could. Do I want chat on screen? Do I care that much?
Fuck chat. Fuck those guys.
Does it link the poll in the article? Morning console poll crosstabs are paywalled. It's this. Oh, well, that's kind of annoying. This pollster is ranked 107th by 538. Yeah, they might not be a high quality poll, but that is a significant increase in pointage.
Pointage.
Fuck, whatever. Maybe we'll dig into polling data on this as we get closer to the election. Several years of media raising alarm over Trump's threat to democracy has only resulted in a tight presidential race between himself and Kamala Harris. I can't help but acknowledge that the only thing that was accomplished by resisting Trump was less understanding and more division among Americans. I personally became reluctant to challenge my side or engage with voters who disagreed with me. In turn, I became less knowledgeable about the people and world around me. I saw Republican voters as an evil monolith, and that was a big mistake. My revolution started in 2022 when I was sexually assaulted by a homeless man in my neighborhood as I was walking my dog. That horrible experience alone didn't change me politically, but the treatment I received from the far left and some progressives after sharing the story did. I was told that by publicly sharing what had happened to me, I was stigmatizing my unhoused neighbors. Others accused me of feeding into racist tropes because they assumed that my attacker was black, but I had never even disclosed the man's race. He was white. Not only did I suddenly see the flawed thinking of some of the left, I also witnessed their cruelty and hypocrisy in real time. These terrible traits that I had associated solely with my political opponents were obviously not exclusive to their tribe. I was stupid for ever thinking that was the case. That doesn't mean everyone on the left thinks or behaves in the way this small group of lunatics do. Far from it, but it does mean that there are factions and flaws on both sides of the aisle, and no one has a monopoly on truth. Then there was the insane reaction to one of my tweets in March of 2023. I'm a woman. Please don't ever refer to me as a person with a uterus, birthing person, or person who menstruates. How do people not realize how degrading this is?
Yeah.
You can support the transgender community without doing this shit. This is true. Man, that's just another unfortunate, it's just another thing. I don't know what to say. People do this. People get like mind rotted. Basically, you have a bad experience with a group of people and then you decide to become the exact opposite politically.
Hey.
I understand why people do it. It's just kind of sad, I guess. I don't know.
Like how the Articles of Confederation basically was just the United States founders trying to be as little like the UK as possible, to the point that they had like fuck all for a federal government and they couldn't raise taxes and they couldn't raise a military. And then Shays Rebellion fucked them up. I've been learning civics, you guys. And then they had to be like, okay, wait, sorry. We went too far the other way. We need an executive. We need Congress. We need to have federal powers. Whoa.
I don't know how you prevent a person like this from flipping because, yeah, it's dumb. Stupid. You kind of predicted this before? I mean, it's not a hard prediction to make. It happens. If you harass the fuck out of somebody, eventually they're going to look elsewhere. All hell broke loose after I posted those words. Most friends in left-wing media didn't bother reaching out privately to discuss their disagreement with my personal preference. Instead, many self-described socialists took it upon themselves to profit from conflict by publicly attacking me with monetized videos. Okay, I mean, we do news and punditry. Everything we do is monetized. Come on. A smaller leftist YouTube show put out 5 separate videos skewering me about the tweet, while conveniently erasing the advocacy I had done on behalf of the transgender community throughout my career. They even went as far as drawing a link between my tweet and trans suicides, which sadly wasn't the most unhinged outcome of the debacle. TYT's volunteer YouTube chat moderators
Didn't Vosh repeatedly call Anna a bitch over this? He called her a bitch once that I recall. Is that repeatedly, or are we editorializing? He did definitely throw one bitch out there. Yeah. Oh no. Not good.
quit over the tweet, and someone reported me to Human Resources. An on-air transgender contributor even resigned from the company after being urged by...
Do you think they could settle Lebanon as a bargaining chip for peace with Lebanon? No. if you want to use land as a bargaining chip, you just occupy it. You don't need to fucking settle it. Why would you need to anyway?
Online mobs and leftist shows to do so. Curious that not one of those shows hired her after she took their advice. I never apologized for the tweet, and I never will.
Wow.
That whole
Queen.
experience forced me to come to terms with the intolerance on the left, and it allowed me to publicly reject the ideological shackles that kept my world small and less informed. Today, I'm less certain and more naive, curious, than I was 4 years ago. I've made humiliating mistakes while covering political news because I was previously unwilling to consider or understand the perspective of Americans who vote differently from me. What to expect from the now unaligned? I'm hungry for dialogue, a space for in-depth analysis, and a judgment-free zone. That is what I plan to do here. Every week, I will provide subscribers with 2 to 3 written pieces that dig deeper into the big stories of the week, with the intention of finding truth rather than promoting a political side. Video posts sharing details on breaking news.
Okay, we've read this
and
already. Come on.
political with me.
I want to hear the takes.
The pursuit of responsibility to
What's the
or label is
creator sphere saying about this?
So does this mean that her next batch of guests are going to be all basically
White nationalists?
IDW rejects? What's wrong with this? I just think that when people define themselves politically as the opposite of whoever bullied them last, I just think it's pathetic. I don't know why or how I was gifted with this, but I was able to figure out, like in 2016. No, not 2016. I'm sorry. When I was 16, that defining yourself as the antithesis of whatever you don't like is just as stupid as being captured or enslaved by whatever the thing is. I wish more people could understand that. I think the far left is unhinged. Not only is the far left unhinged, I think I actually agreed with Anna on every single one of these major points. You could probably find videos or tweets doing it. I thought that the her homeless encounter thing was insane. Vosh had crazy shit. Was this when he called her a bitch, or was that over the transgender thing? I thought the attacks she got over the transgender thing were insane. I agreed with her, but I mean, like, that doesn't mean I'm all of a sudden going to pretend that both sides are the exact same now. Does this mean she left TYT? No, I'm sure she'll stay there.
Where is
Destiny,
it?
so theoretically...
Where does he call her a bitch? Is it on the Thermia video?
Unlike Vosh, Shapiro never once called me retarded or a bitch over disagreements. That's how big boys who don't snort addies during unhinged streams act. I don't know anyone at conversation or debate, but I especially have no interest in antisocial creeps like Vosh. Simple. And it's so good on so many because she's like cycling through every insult she can think of, right? And okay, because I tweeted this, but I think Ana Kasparian is so afraid of me that I'm in her mind, I'm morphing into the thing she despises and fears the most, a homeless person. So she has to insinuate I'm a drug addict.
Ooh.
So like my 10 milligram Adderall prescription, which is like the lowest dose you give adults. And she's like, this druggie, if I was in Santa Monica, he would be curled up in an alleyway. I have to, like, it's like it's just so much projection, you know?
Damn.
It's really, 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 really good.
He was so jolly. Drama Vosh.
Nothing is wrong with the letter, but the way it always goes is her turning into a right-wing apologist and potential supporter. I mean, it's the sanity washing. The biggest issue with people is when people do this thing where they're like, oh yeah, both sides have extreme problems, and you do this thing where you pretend that both of them are kind of the equivalent, or they both have problems, so they're both more or less the same. It destroys the discourse because they're not the same right now. They are incredibly different. Anna is now insinuating I'm a drug addict, presumably because she's so terrified of me that in her mind I'm beginning to take the form of the thing she fears most, a homeless person. Is Vosh implying that all homeless people are drug addicts? Wow. Destiny, this is how I felt about you prior to January of this year and you learning more about Trump. Yeah, but I think that was just a lack of information. It's not like I was just defining myself as the opposite of people that attacked him. I just didn't have the information. I'm sure there are some things I'll change my mind on too as I gather more info about it, but I'm not just like switching sides because somebody is triggering me. Where's the meme? Hold on. Dumb, medium, smart guy, meme. God, I
hope you guys understand this. I hope you guys understand that no matter how much the pro-Palestine left-wingers shit on me, I'm not going to become I'm not becoming your Elon Levy anytime soon, okay? It was so funny being in Israel and just being like, oh, there was just raid in Ramallah. Oh, when we were in Ramallah, they said they were given no warning for the raid, and it started this fire, and everyone's like, "I can't believe you would give this biased side of the story." I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up.
So good at finding memes with Google. There's a feeling whenever somebody says objective facts, I just want to report objectively. There's a thing that you have to be very careful of. At the 55 IQ spectrum, you get these people that say things like,
actually, oh, we have something for the Noah Samson persuasion document. Apparently, is this a real tweet? Probably. Oh, it would be like today. Hang on, let's see if we need to. Hang on, is this him? I think this is probably a fake account because he's really insecure, and I don't think he would ever use a picture of himself looking like a fucking Neanderthal that was beaten with an ugly stick. But hang on, is it him? Well, no, actually, because he'll mention my full name. Oh, there I am. No, this is him. This is him. It's definitely him. He's calling me Phalange. It's him. Okay. Oh, he's okay. Claiming to know the combatant civilian rate in Ukraine. Really? What? You mean if you fight like a proper army in the fucking front lines and evacuate your civilians, then the death rate will be different? That's so crazy, chat. Wow, this guy's a fucking... He's actually... The thing is, well, he's actually dumb as shit. He's really stupid, but... you know, he puts citations in his videos, so it works on 99% of fucking dumb shit leftists. Okay, let's see. Oh, he's done the Tel Aviv bombing votes polls before. Was it LGBT? Let's go bomb Tel Aviv. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do some archiving. Why not? Just in case you have a fucking rainy day, eh?
Actually, truth is a perspective, and a subjective interpretation of things is the only way to know what's real. And then you have these people in the middle who are like, actually, we can use the scientific method to epistemically verify every single thing we say and arrive at the objectively true things. And actually, all truth can be objectively determined. And there's absolutely no reason why two reasonable minds should ever disagree on what's happened with a particular topic. But the problem is that, like, as you get further into understanding how we put together ideas, how we analyze the news, how we do politics, there is a great deal of normativity, meaning you're applying different ethical weights to different things. There's a great degree of normativity that is involved before you ever get to the idea of being objectively true, right? Like, I wish that more people would just understand this. You can report things that are objectively true, and you can still lie, right? George Floyd died when Derek Chauvin was kneeling on him. George Floyd had enough opiates in his body to cause an overdose for a normal person. Derek Chauvin wasn't applying pressure on like a kill spot on his neck to kill an ordinary healthy person in ordinary circumstances, right? All three of those things are true, but the conclusion they lead to is not. Right? Which is, oh, I guess Derek didn't kill him, right? Because another set of facts are people that are addicted to drugs can do many times what would be ordinarily a lethal dose for a drug, number one. Number two, people that die from downers overdosing don't scream. That's fucking retarded. You've never done drugs in your life if you say something like that. They sink into the couch, their whole CNS is so depressed that they just stop breathing, and then they die. Okay?
What are we talking about?
Three, you don't have to apply lethal pressure to somebody's neck or engage somebody in an actual like chokehold to cause somebody to suffocate. Children sometimes have bookcases fall on them and they suffocate underneath the bookcase. This is something you learn when you get a kid, because whenever you buy furniture, you read those warning labels because you don't want some shit to fall on your kid and kill him. You don't have to compress a child's neck in order to make him die, right? I'm just saying that you can report facts that are true, but that doesn't mean that the conclusion that they're leading you to is true.
Oh,
there is this
facts.
like very, very, very cringe obsession with like, I'm going to report the objective facts. The objective facts are, I don't want to say they're irrelevant, but that's like you're not even close to getting towards what is true at that point, right? Like the truth is combining facts in such a way that you are delivering holistically a story or a narrative that once communicated to the viewer will allow them in their mind to have the greatest understanding of a situation that has taken place. And you can give somebody true facts to lead them to believe all sorts of different things. And it's very frustrating that people have a really, really hard time understanding that. It's very annoying.
I have a hard time.
I have trouble with the Chauvin case. Surely Chauvin couldn't know that Floyd would end up dying if an ordinary case, though. I mean, an ordinary person might have died from that pressure. Who knows? The problem is that what was happening to Chauvin wasn't extraordinary. It seemed like he probably just had kind of a shitty heart, and I think because he had like hardening of the walls. Was it arterial sclerosis? I don't know what the fuck it was called. The issue, though, is here's the problem. The approach to your thinking there is flawed. When you're saying like, well, would a perfectly healthy person have been killed in that situation? That doesn't matter. When you train, and anybody here that's worked as a police officer or has worked as security inside of a whatever, I don't know if it's all cops or whatever, right? But anybody that's trained, right, in any of these things will know that when you get trained to restrain somebody, you're not being trained to restrain people as though every single person is 100% healthy and can endure, any possible thing that can happen. There are certain things that you do and don't do because anybody could have any condition, right? Somebody might have asthma and might be prone to an asthma attack. Somebody might get a panic attack and might hyperventilate. Somebody might have a heart problem. They might have obesity. They might have prior injuries. There's a million things that could happen to a person. So this idea that like, well, how is he supposed to know that if he was on his neck for 9.5 minutes, he would have killed him? Like if Floyd was in perfect health, he might have survived. Maybe, but you wouldn't measure any other type of event that way ever, right? If I walk up to a dude or somebody walks up to somebody, they punch him in the face, and then that guy has like a glass jaw, and then he falls back and he shatters his skull, or he hits him in the right way and he dies, or say he has a soft spot on the back of his head and he falls and he dies, you can't be like, well, bro, I didn't know a punch would kill a dude. Like, I just assumed that he was like, it's a stupid argument, right? It's a stupid argument. Sounds like Anna is just saying that she's not completely supporting a specific political side, not that she's a Republican or completely denying left-wing values. Anytime you start doing a false equivalency, saying that like both sides have problems, I look at you super sus. It's possible that all the work she'll do will be fine and she won't become super sus, but who knows? We'll see. Are you aware of police procedure? I don't know what... Are you... Never mind, it's a conservative. If he had enough fent to kill a normal person, is it not normal to think he died from an overdose? No!
Oh my god, not a Hassan clip. There's no heckin' way you're gonna make me watch a Hassan clip.
That effectively is now hurting all the Lebanese people, economically, physically, militarily, and in their own safety.
Yeah, one must always ask the question like, so Vladimir Putin was right because he wanted to liberate Ukraine from the throes of like the Azov battalion and the Nazis. Like, how does that work? How was his special military operation immediately and directly falsifiable? The easiest thing to fucking joke about and cast aside as bullshit. But Israel happens to do that all the time, everywhere, and it's always somehow just. It's interesting. I don't know. A shocking situation.
The Azov battalion did not seize control over like a third of fucking Ukraine and establish their own governance system and have a separate military from the Ukrainian military that was bigger than the Ukrainian military, and then use Ukrainian territory on behalf of a foreign proxy to fire missiles and over fucking Russia whilst screaming death to Russia. Okay. Yeah, I suppose if you just ignore all the parameters, then it's a really good analogy.
He was not overdosing. You can look at him in the video. He is screaming. He is struggling. He is not overdosing from a downer. That is not how people OD on downers. He is not overdosing. No. Destiny, is this different from you not calling yourself a progressive anymore? Anytime I have ever talked about how I don't think I'm a progressive, and you can literally go and follow my tweets on this, because I think Constantine tweeted out, he's like, oh, Destiny's finally realizing it. I will always remind people aggressively of exactly where I'm at on the political spectrum. Every time. You will never read anything from me and have a guess, oh, is Destiny becoming more conservative? That will never happen. Because almost immediately after I'll say, but no confusion, I think progressives are insane, but I think that 90% of the Republican Party has lost their fucking minds and have like wandered off a fucking cliff. I'm still a very strong center-left to far-left Democrat. I just don't identify with progressives anymore. Isn't it a thing with opiates that you basically start to overdose right after taking the dose? You do OD on opiates fairly quickly, from what I've heard, like within minutes, but... Aren't you doing the same thing as Anna when just because progressives attacked you, you stopped wanting to associate with them? Because what I've seen is a change in the beliefs of what progressives actually believe. But none of my core beliefs have changed, and I sure aren't more sympathetic to conservative beliefs. How is Anna's birthing person thing not fucking stupid? It's just a term used in a medical context related to giving birth. I don't believe you. And I don't know if I'll ever believe you. Even if you were a doctor, I don't think I would believe you. That in hospitals they write birthing person on somebody's chart, I don't believe it. Is Anna going conservative now? I mean, hopefully not. Birthing persons is dumb, but bringing up this or pronouns in this kind of document seems out of touch and not focusing on what matters. Sure, but I mean, it's because she lives in the online world, right? Where these are the things that like define our current fucking political disagreements, which is frustrating and stupid, but you seem to imply she would be conservative by everything you were saying earlier, Destiny. No, I think you're just fucking retarded, but it's okay, it happens. What I said earlier, and I'll say it again, is what people are doing is they sane wash. When you say things like both sides have problems, that's sane washing. You're making the other side seem like they have arguments that are about as legitimate or about as insane as the other side. You're making both seem equal, which I think is bad in this political climate. Why are people still having the discussion about Floyd's fentanyl? It feels unlucky to send someone back and kill them, but still unlucky, bro. I mean, I don't know what you're saying when you say unlucky. The issue is people with no experience with recreational drugs have very strong opinions about
drugs,
things relating to recreational drugs. Fentanyl is not a recreational drug at Destiny. People.
This is a good tweet. I don't know if it's a good tweet. I was like, why is it TYT that's always producing this kind of behavior? I'm really curious what the interviews with Cenk are actually like. I feel like this tweet needs a better title. That's what I gotta think about. Exit. That's an X. It's a little boomery. While I am a boomer, I embrace the cringe.
Will absolutely have used fentanyl recreationally. And other opiates that have produced similar responses, but okay. And you have a well-defined idea of what's wrong with the right, but what's wrong with the left. I actually think the center left is in a really good spot right now.
Hey.
It's a big tent coalition. There doesn't seem to be a lot of infighting. Everybody seems to be pretty chill, at least on the outside. My big criticisms for progressives are generally just way too much attacking against majority groups, like shitting on cishet white males. It's just so stupid. It fucks your movement up so much.
Let's go.
Floyd was not recreational. Addiction to a drug is not the same as taking.
I like shitting on white people though. It's okay. It's okay to shit on white progressives because you're using their tactics against them, ironically, in a way that makes them incredibly mad.
Recreationally? What do you think he was taking it as then? Occupationally? Professionally? Was he a professional fent user? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Would you ever try fent recreationally? I don't like downers. I don't like anything about them. Don't like what I've heard about them. I haven't even done benzos before. Do you think the left's insanity with Hamas, Hezbollah, BLM riots are as bad as the right's insanity with MAGA/election? I mean, it's bad, but the problem is that with the right, this is like
it's much more consequential. I think is probably the thing.
90% of Republicans, but with the left, it's just like the fringe, like the crazy college kids and everything. Does your logic about Chauvin also apply to police doing self-defense when they shoot weaker/elderly people? I've seen you say
it would be quite mad if the majority of the Democratic Party was like supportive of an American intifada and shit. I feel like that would be quite mad. Like if the president got up and said, "Listen, history didn't begin on October 7th, man. These settlers you call civilians, they're living on stolen land, man." That would be fucking mental. That would be absolutely insane.
Many times the physical power of the person doesn't matter in those, and they should treat every citizen the same. So why is Chauvin's capacity to handle drugs a factor? This question is like so fucking retarded. I don't even like. You're trying to draw an equivalency, but the moral justification for self-defense here is so unbelievably fucking different. It's so retarded. Like the analogy that you're asking is so fucking stupid. It would be like saying, like, I think that you can have sex with your girlfriend when she's sleeping, assuming you guys have like chatted about like fucking in your sleep before. I think that's fine. And then you're like, but Destiny, you said before that if you were with a girl who was like kind of sleepy, you know, that you'd kind of gone home from the bar with and you're both drunk, if she's a little sleepy there, you said that fucking her probably wouldn't be the right thing to do if she was kind of out of it. How can you say you can fuck your sleeping girlfriend, but you can't have sex with a girl who's even awake? Right? It's such an unbelievably stupid fucking question. Self-defense, nothing about the Floyd situation was self-defense. There was no part of that was self-defense. So the comparison is so dumb. Okay.
George
You know what standard people are
Freud.
basing the enough to kill someone argument on? As far as I know, that would depend massively on tolerance. Doses for a regular user will differ greatly from an average. Yeah, I know. That's people are just basing it on the average for like a whatever. Stupid. Destiny,
That's a
do you
sussy
think with how
example.
widespread the support for BLM? Okay.
What conversations were he and his friends having before the stream?
Hold on. I don't know why you are putting BLM next to Hamas and Hezbollah. It's such a disingenuous framing. I know that you're like a conservative that asks a lot of try to ask provocative questions in chat. This is such a fucking retarded equivalency that you're trying to sneak this one in here so that you can blow this up to like 99%. I think that there are probably actually not. I think there are a ton of reasonable people that like broadly supported BLM. I broadly support BLM, broadly speaking. I don't think there are reasonable people that support Hamas or Hezbollah. But the support for BLM here is huge among the Democratic Party, and Hamas and Hezbollah, or Hezbollah, I don't know where this accent goes, is very, like, this is fringe, like, college community shit. You keep sneaking BLM in here to try to make it sound like it's just as big as everything going on the conservative side, okay? Fucking retarded, all right? Stop. Jesus. Is it possible for a conservative to talk without talking about BLM? True. That and lockdowns, which both happened under Trump, by the way. Heads up. I genuinely do not understand why benzos are allowed or seen as something to be taken with literally any regular basis. I'm sure you've heard of utter nightmare stories.
So are we talking about the Ana article, or is that done? Are we just talking about benzos fucking a girl who's sleepy? Okay.